Have you ever found yourself sitting at the edge of your bed, hand on your chest, wondering, is this normal? Is my heart okay? Maybe your blood pressure was a little high the last time you visited the doctor. Or maybe you've been told, gently but seriously, you need to bring those numbers down. You nod, smile, promise you'll take care of it. But deep down, you're scared. Not just of the numbers, but of what they mean. Stroke, heart attack, the silent damage that can happen without warning. It's like walking around with a ticking clock inside you. You can't see it, you can't hear it, but you feel it. And the worst part? No one else really talks about it. Now let me ask you something. When did we start believing that getting older meant losing control over our health? That our bodies would just start falling apart, and all we could do was take more pills and hope for the best? I want to tell you something that might surprise you. You don't have to accept high blood pressure as just a normal part of aging. You really don't. In fact, there are simple, natural things you can start doing today that can help bring those numbers down. Gently, safely, and effectively. No crash diets. No exhausting workouts. No expensive miracle cures. Just real, honest-to-goodness habits that actually work. And they work because they're designed for where you are in life, not where you were 30 years ago. Now I know it can be overwhelming. Every article, every TV ad, every friend swears by some new thing. Drink this, avoid that, stand on one foot while humming a song. You've heard it all. And you might be thinking, I'm too old for all this. But I'm here to tell you, you are not too old. In fact, right now might be the perfect time to take your health into your own hands. Let's have an honest conversation. One that cuts through all the noise. Because you deserve to feel informed, not intimidated. You deserve to feel empowered, not afraid. And most of all, you deserve to feel hopeful again. So let's talk, friend to friend. You pour yourself a cup of tea, and I'll tell you exactly what's going on inside your body, and what you can start doing right now to help your heart beat easier, your mind rest clearer, and your days feel a little more in your control. Because this isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about you, your energy, your peace of mind, your time with your grandchildren, your mornings on the porch, your future. And it's never too late to start making that future a little brighter. Let's begin with something most people don't know. High blood pressure, or what doctors call hypertension, doesn't always show symptoms. That's why they call it the silent killer. You might feel fine. You might go about your day without a single headache or dizzy spell. But underneath the surface, that pressure is quietly putting strain on your heart, your arteries, your kidneys, even your brain. Over time, it increases your risk for heart attacks, strokes, memory loss, and other serious problems. Here's the part that might surprise you. Your blood pressure is not just about your age. It's not just about your weight. It's not even just about your genes. Yes, all of those play a role. But what makes the biggest difference, especially after 60, is your daily choices. The little ones. The ones you might not think matter. Let me give you an example. There was a man I knew, we'll call him John. He was 68 when his doctor told him his blood pressure was 158/92. Not dangerously high, but high enough to raise some red flags. Now John was never one for diets or exercise. He liked his bacon, his TV, and his recliner chair. But when he heard the words risk of stroke, something clicked. He didn't want to spend his retirement in a hospital. He didn't want to be a burden to his wife. He didn't want to miss his granddaughter's wedding. So he made a decision. Not to change everything. Just to start small. He began by walking around the block once a day. Then he started eating more vegetables, not because someone told him to, but because he wanted to. He swapped his usual salty snacks for a handful of almonds. He cut back on processed foods and tried to cook more meals at home, with real ingredients. And here's the amazing part. 6 months later, John's blood pressure was 128/78. That's in the healthy range. No medication, no drastic diets, just small, consistent changes. This is the power you have, right now, at your age, with your history, with your body exactly as it is. Now let's talk about what really works. There are 3 natural pillars to lowering blood pressure after 60, and you can start using all of them without turning your life upside down. The first pillar is food. Now, I'm not going to tell you to cut out every food you love. That's not realistic and it's not kind. But here's what science tells us. Diets high in potassium, magnesium, and fiber, and low in sodium, can significantly reduce blood pressure. That means adding more fruits like bananas and oranges, vegetables like spinach and sweet potatoes, and whole grains like oats and brown rice. And here's a bonus: beans, lentils, and nuts are not only heart-friendly, they're filling and affordable. One study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that older adults who followed a DASH-style diet, that's dietary approaches to stop hypertension, reduced their systolic blood pressure by up to 11 points. That's the top number on your reading, and it's a big deal. Even a drop of 5 points can lower your risk of stroke by 14%. The second pillar is movement, not exercise in the way people usually mean with sweat and pain and gym memberships. I'm talking about gentle, consistent movement. Walking, stretching, gardening, dancing around your living room. Movement keeps your blood flowing, helps your arteries stay flexible, and releases stress, one of the sneakiest causes of high blood pressure. That if you can move your body for just 30 minutes a day, even in short bursts, your heart will thank you. And the best part? It doesn't have to be boring. Put on some music. Invite a friend. Turn your daily walk into your you time. The third pillar is stress reduction. I know that's easier said than done. Life is stressful. Bills don't stop, family worries pile up, and the news isn't exactly calming. But learning to manage stress is not a luxury. It's a life-saving skill. Simple things can make a huge difference. Deep breathing, prayer or meditation, gratitude journaling. Even just sitting outside in the sun for 10 minutes can lower cortisol levels. That's the stress hormone that raises your blood pressure. There's a beautiful quote I love. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. You may not be able to control what life throws at you, but you can control how you care for your heart. And here's something else I want you to hear. You don't have to do it alone. Talk to your doctor. Ask questions. Reach out to a friend. Share what you're learning. Healing is not just about your body, it's about connection, encouragement, community. Because the truth is, when you take care of your heart, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. And isn't that what we all want? To feel good when we wake up. To have energy to laugh, play, and love. To know we're doing what we can to stay strong for the people who matter to us. You have that power. Right now. In your kitchen, your living room, your next walk down the street. Don't let anyone tell you it's too late. You've made it through so much in life. Raising families, working hard, showing up day after day. You've already proven how strong you are. Now it's time to show your heart that same care and love that I end the next part of our conversation. We're going to get even more specific. I'll share with you the exact foods that lower blood pressure naturally, the one surprising habit that helps more than medication in some cases, and the best way to create a simple daily routine you'll actually enjoy. But for now, just remember this: you're not broken. You're not helpless. And you are certainly not too old to turn things around. You're right where you need to be.